Hey folks. So I didn't really get a chance to do a full video this week. So I thought I'd just maybe do a quick little video of this book of customs, Barris Kustoms of the 1950s. And Barris was a custom car builder. I guess that's his logo, Barris Kustom. So that's George Barris there with that. I guess that's a modified T-Bird, looks like. I guess that's right. So I'm just going to look through a few of the pictures and maybe read some of the little books. Okay, so dedication, Sam Barris, my brother, great brother, and customizer. So moving down life's winding road is difficult without the help of family and friends, and it was my brother Sam who played an integral part in the success of our journey. We grew up in the tight-knit family which showed us that hard work and good sense would take us where we wanted. Sam was a quiet, strong guy who could listen and direct. His eye for detail and craftsmanship helped us set a style for the customs, which came through our workshop doors. Little did he know that the hammering, welding, and bodywork he so loved to do would be recognized as automotive art within a few years of his passing in 1967. His devotion to the art of custom cars put them on a level never seen before and helped to turn a hobby into a profession. Sam won dozens of awards for his work, and through our combined efforts, Barris Kustoms became the best-known custom car shop in the world. The style he hammered onto the custom scene is held in great respect and is noted with the Sam Barris Award. This was initiated by his friends Harold and Willie Begassarian and is presented at the Sacramento Autorama every year by Sam's son Johnny for Best Custom. That looks like maybe a 1956 Chevrolet with flames. Oh, here we go. Oh, I got that right. Carol Lewis's 1956 Chevy was built at the shop. It was the only car that escaped the Linwood fire. Dean Jeffries was across the street eating when the fire broke out. He raced back and saved this car before the fire took over. Looks like they're building a Merc there. I had a video earlier about those custom Mercuries. Looks like they're chopping the top. Oh, that says it's a 1941 Ford. Okay. Barris Custom Grills was one of our first product lines that gave us an identity. We were building floating grills and installing Oldsmobile and Cadillac grills under the Barris Custom Grills name. This custom 1940 Mercury was fitted with a 1948 Cadillac grill and was typical of a top-line street custom from around 1950. It's got that chop top. Here's a 36 Ford with a Nash grill. This says Saturday afternoons in the back of the Compton Ave shop became a hangout before we went to the Corona Speedway on Sundays. This was Bench racing at its best. The kids would come by with rods and custom, and it helped us create a lot more business. Here's a Motor Trend cover from 1951. Customize your car's interior. Although Johnny Zarro's 1941 Ford convertible appeared on the cover of the July 1951 Motor Trend, we'd built it almost 3 years earlier. It was one of our most popular early customs with its full fadeaway fenders, chopped top, and radical channel job. Here's a picture of them doing mid-work. The boys are outside the shop in Florence Avenue in Bell, where we just sliced the top off a 1942 Ford. That's me on the right in the baggy pants with Gene Simmons, Bill DeCar, Hector, and Bob Rubel. We'd reworked the nose of this Ford, getting it ready for the Cadillac grill, which was fitted but not completed. You can see pounding and welding there, and they got that top cut off. There's a Mercury. Like many custom projects, the early 50s, we sometimes only did a piece of the project. The owner and other shops did other areas. Louis Betancourt's 1949 Mercury was a project handled first by the Ayala Brothers shop, which chopped it and did a lot of the body work, including a full fadeaway fender job. We finished the car installing the grille and headlights and then painted it. It recently won a place in Rod and Custom Top 20 Rods and Customs of all time. More customs. 46 Ford, 41 Ford. Another Motor Trend cover. This one appears to have that big Ford. July 1950 Motor Trend. John Arita's 4-foot Ford was featured on the cover of Motor Trend in July 1950. It was one of the most extensive custom conversions done at the shop in the early years, with a full section job, shaved body, Oldsmobile grille, and dark green paintwork. There's a coupe. Here's another Mercury. The new 1949 Mercurys arrived. Sam knew immediately that this was going to be the car to customize. He went out and bought one. He used it every day, and then one night when he had figured it out, he started cutting. By the time he was finished, he had created the classic Mercury Custom. It was chopped and then revised with all the right touches, including Frenched headlights, fadeaway fender lines, and no drip moldings. Also popular at the time were very small taillights that could be hidden in the body and bumper guards. This got us into some hassles with the police, but we could usually talk them out of it. With this car, Sam pioneered the chopped Mercury look, which became so popular in the 50s. Sam's Mercury is now owned by Tommy Lee in New Jersey and is being restored. Here's another Motor Trend cover and another Mercury. This one's December 1951. Here's Sam's Mercury was featured on the cover of Motor Trend. This was shot when a group of us headed into the San Bernardino Mountains. We built a snowman for the photo, and a couple of friends, Carol Brewer and Dale Marshall, were models. There's that same photo without the Motor Trend cover logos and text. It's a pretty cool photo. Nice green in that old Mercury. It's a lot of work doing all that body work on these cars. It's a 1930 Model A Bonneville Coupe. That's a 47 Buick. There's another Streamliner type car. We built this Streamliner body in 1953 for Chet Herbert. And here's Sam's next car after his Mercury was this 1950 Buick. The top job was difficult as the trunk lid needed a V-section removed so he could lay down the shape of the new top into the bodywork. The top took 2 to 3 months to get done, but the results were great. Here's Snooky. Janik's 1941 Ford was a business coupe with a short roof. This meant his Ford needed a different chop compared to regular 1941 Ford coupes. The body paneling had been molded in and the trim was shaved. We took the creases out of the fenders on this one. It featured a 1946 Chevy grille, which had been shortened to fit. Here's a number of custom cars. Bob Hirohata is leaning on his Hirohata Mercury far right. It's down here, which he repainted just before it appeared on the film Running Wild. His new colors were seafoam green and organic green. Bob had just collected yet another trophy at the Renegades show in Long Beach. The Hirohata Mercury is now being restored and will be seen again in 1995. So that's how old this book is. I assume that has happened now. That's a sectioned 1937 Ford truck. And here we have that same Mercury again. Oh, and that one has the 1952-53 Buick side trims. That's this part down here, I think. There's a 42 Ford that they built. Here's a 41 Ford convertible custom. Here's a 40 Ford. It's a kind of a classic model people work on and customize a lot. Here's another 1950 Mercury with a Carson top, looks like. Down here we have the classic 50 Ford convertible. Another Mercury here. Quite a bit different side trim on that one. And here's a 40 Ford, 1949 Ford. I don't know what exactly that would have looked like before all the customization. I'm not that familiar with that model. A 49 Chevy. One of the first models in which we installed curved glass and chopped top at the same time. That's an interesting custom there. There's a, what is this thing? The Golden Sahara, based on a wrecked 1953 Lincoln. That's a wacky car. That's crazy. There's that same Mercury in color. Now you can see the colors of it. There's sort of a light green. I think they called it seafoam green, and a dark green underneath. Seafoam green and green with Maryland Bordeaux modeling. And this one's that's that Golden Sahara car. This was a hand-built body. There he is taking a photo. Here we've got another Mercury, four-door, 1950 Mercury sedan. And then over here we have pink and silver coupe. Chopped section and channel, the 1949 Ford into the Dragon. I think that's the car that was on the cover, right? Or no, we saw this car earlier, I thought. Yeah, I think that was that opening picture. Sorry, I didn't have that framed too well. I think we'll go a few more pictures and then look at that pinstriping. A few more pictures and then we'll end this video for tonight. Here's a 1951 Mercury. Here's another 1950 Mercury. Like I said, I mean, these Mercuries were certainly popular then, and they're still popular at car shows. You'll see them at custom car shows. Here's a 51. And there's a 51 with the Carson top with wire wheels. You don't see that too often on these cars. Has that Buick side trim though. Over here you've got what they call the Practical Custom, a 52 Ford that was shown on the cover of Rod and Custom in December 1955. You can see Sam's wife Joyce and his children, Johnny and Pamela, seated in the car while Luis Maddock, a part-time Barris employee, is in the front seat. Wild-looking coupe, 1953 Olds engine. Don't know what the car started out as. The The movie business introduced hot rods and custom cars into their productions in the late 40s. High School Confidential was one of the first to feature hot rods with customs built specifically for a movie. We built two 1948 Chevys with teardrop skirts, custom grills, blanked outside windows, lowered suspension, and chopped tops. The movie starred Russ Tamblyn, Jan Sterling, John Barrymore, Jerry Lee Lewis, Jackie Coogan, and Mamie Van Doren. We installed a roll cage in one of the High School Confidential Chevys, but the stunt driver, Gary Lofi, couldn't roll it. It was too low. There was no way he could get it over, so they dropped it from a crane to simulate the rollover. You can see the wheel flying up in the air. Today, they'd have no problem rolling the car with the modern flip-over techniques, which use cannons mounted in the floor. That's an interesting little factoid. Here's a pickup. I think I had more fun with Copper Cart than with any of my earlier custom. It was so recognizable with all its bodywork and copper plating. The 6-cylinder powered 1956 Chevrolet was heavily modified with a 4-inch chop and a 5.5-inch section. The chop was very difficult because we couldn't cut the tempered glass. We had to lay the tips of the front glass back into the cowl recess. We drove it all over the country and spent many hours keeping up the copper plating under the hood and on the body. That looks like a Hemi engine in that car. Says that it's one of my early TV deals was to provide a car for the Life of Riley TV show with William Bendix. We provided a Hemi-powered chopped 1934 coupe with a 1932 grill shell. The car was owned by Jim Grepsma. And up here we have Window on Main Street with Robert Young. Was the start of my Twister T. It used a 1927 T-body on deuce rails with Dodge Red Ram Hemi and Skylark wire wheels. This is how these customizers would mix and match parts off different cars. We'll take a look at this page and then we'll call that the end of this video. So up here we have a 1954 Ford Coupe. It is very low. It says it had to be lifted over speed bumps. Nowadays you'd probably set that up with airbags so you could raise it up when you wanted to. Here's a 1951 Mercury was another big hit. It featured full fadeaway fenders, side scoops, and custom side trim. And then this one is a cover of a magazine called Motor Life, which I haven't really heard of before. It says all 1957 cars. Sal Mamano's 1954 Buick Custom was featured on the cover of Motor Life magazine in September 1956. Mamano owned the Casa de Bella hairstyling salon in Downey, California. We combined with Gaylords to convert a rolled 1954 Buick Roadmaster Riviera into this Sedanza de Ville using a mix of Cadillac, Buick, and custom parts. It was a massive custom project, but it turned out great and got a lot of ink. I wrote the feature story on the project for Motor Life magazine. you enjoyed this brief video and found it relaxing. If you liked the video, you can click the like button. I'd appreciate that. And maybe subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And if you are a subscriber, thanks for subscribing and welcome. And thanks especially for watching the video. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.